Hi everyone, I'm Donna, the owner here at Bookkeeping Made Simple. As always, if you enjoy these videos, you like the content, even just find them entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe. Trying to grow my channels, and that is absolutely the best way to do that. First off, Payroll Protection Program, PPP loans, there is a new bucket of money. They started accepting applications for it yesterday if you are a first-time borrower. If you are not a first-time borrower, you have to wait till tomorrow, January 13th, which is Wednesday, if you're watching this on a replay, to be able to put your application in. But if you are first time, yesterday was the first day you were allowed to start putting applications in. I highly recommend this. I talked to a gal yesterday that didn't realize that those are forgivable loans. If you fulfill all the requirements for them, they can be forgiven. And if you are a small business really struggling, that means the difference between life and death, right? If you are interested in getting a PPP loan for your business and you do not have a lender, please reach out to me. I have a preferred lender that I work with. His name is Todd. He's the Meister Group out of Los Angeles, and he is absolutely fabulous. He is just absolutely amazing to work with. I can't say enough good things about Todd. So I have to get him on here one of these days, I think. He and I have the same philosophy about working with clients, which is that we're in for the long haul. We are about building the relationship, and the relationship, this video is not in focus. It is driving me bonkers. The relationship is really what counts. If you don't trust your accountant, if you don't trust your lender, then it's going to cause problems. It's just going to cause some friction. I talked yesterday about working with a client that I didn't like her, just didn't trust her. I didn't feel like she was being respectful of my time and my obligations and my privacy. And you know, that's important. It's important on both sides. Both sides of the transaction have to be comfortable with each other. And I don't know about her, but I certainly was kind of relieved to get her out of my practice. So it's important. It's important on both sides. So that's kind of the big financial news as far as small business clients is, again, payroll protection, new bucket of money. If you are interested in getting a loan, whether you're a first-time borrower or not, please reach out to me at 801-692-0032. I will also include a link in the description that will allow you to book with me directly, or you can go to my website, mysimplebookkeeping.com, and just right there should be a set an appointment link, and you'll be able to book with me directly. We're really interested in helping our small businesses get back on their feet. I really honestly, I really believe 2021 is going to be a really awesome year. I think we're going to see an amazing comeback. And you know, it doesn't matter what happens. It matters a lot less about what happens in Washington than people think. I firmly believe that the most important decisions and the most important things that happen in your life is what happens between your ears. If you have a determination to be prosperous, if you avoid using the words like "I can't afford it," that's a sentence I try never to use. I will say, "That's not in my budget." You know, if it's really something I'm really not interested in, I'll just come out and say, I'm just not interested in that. But using "I can't afford it" as an excuse, I have found the one person that's listening to me talk is not all of you out there, it's me. So I'm particular about how I use my words. You'll notice if you talk to me at all, especially in person, I never use the term problem. I try never to use the word problem. It's a challenge. It's a situation. It's It's usually a challenge. It may be something I don't have an answer for, but I know an answer exists. I always know an answer exists. And when you start with the idea that an answer exists, even if you don't happen to know what the answer is, then you can start with the idea of, well, maybe I need to talk to professionals. Maybe I need someone to consult with. Maybe I need to work with someone else. Maybe someone else has the answer. I don't know, but I do know that I know that the solution for whatever my problem is, it exists. And when you start off with that kind of premise, it makes life so much easier. Sometimes the solution is, and I've talked about this before, it is simple, consistent behaviors that will drive success. And by that, I don't necessarily mean habits. I recently read an article, I want to say I found it on Pocket, but I don't really like Pocket. But it talked about how habits are, maybe it was an Altucher, which I received in my email. Maybe it was, but he talked about habits will kill you. Because when you are living in a habit where you're not really thinking about, I mean, I don't think about brushing my teeth in the morning. I don't think about putting my makeup on in the morning. I think about what colors I want to use, but beyond that, I don't really think about, do I need to put my makeup on or not? It's just kind of it's so ingrained that when I've been wearing makeup since I was a teenager, obviously. Certain things are so ingrained to the point that, even now after having had LASIK, having 20/20 vision, I stop and think in the evening, oh, I got to take my contacts out. Oh, I don't have contacts to take out. Because that was a habit. It's not something that I ever had to think about. It was just something I did. I am very focused on mindful, thoughtful, strategic approaches to success. And so some of those things are going to include consistent behaviors. I go back to weight loss as an analogy quite a lot because I feel like a lot of people really relate to that. Yes, I like to be so in shape that it feels weird not to be moving, but I don't want my my exercise behaviors to be such a habit that I'm not stretching. So I know that small, consistent behaviors are going to help me achieve the goal that I want. And those things can be put on my calendar. Right now, if I died right now, my chalk outline would be a circle. But right now, the small behaviors that I'm looking at doing is 10,000 steps a day. It's not even, I looked at my diet. There's some room for improvement, obviously, but I don't live on McDonald's. We eat at home. I eat, small portions. I probably should eat more, to be truthful. But that's not a problem. But what I can do is I can add yoga because I have thought about it and I decided that I need the mindfulness, I need the stretching, I need the strength building right now. And then I need to make sure that I'm walking my 10,000 steps a day. And I have a hill up by my house that I've decided that'll be the route. I'm going to walk up that hill and back down. It takes me 30 minutes up, 30 minutes down. That's an hour. And I have found over the course of my life that these simple, consistent behaviors will yield the results that I want. Now, at the end of January, I'm going to have to revisit that. This is why I say I don't want it to be a habit. I want it to be mindful, okay? I'm not trying to create a habit. I'm trying to be mindful about what I do. And it's the same thing in my business. I don't want to keep creating videos if nobody watches the videos. But I've gotten clients off of the videos, so that's something, that's a good thing to do. And I've continued them. I've tried to make sure that I'm consistent. Sometimes I have been less consistent than others, but if I'm consistent, then I can create what I want. And I think it's important. So at the end of January, again, I may revisit that and say, I need to reach out to potential clients in a different way. Maybe I'll decide to, you can put up a billboard pretty cheaply these days. Digital billboards are awesome. I have several strategies, but I want my behaviors to be strategic. And that is a huge, huge thing for me. Also, going back to the important financial stuff. Okay. 1099s are due the end of this month. W-2s are due the end of this month. If you have a payroll company, your payroll company should be submitting those W-2s for you. If you are doing your own payroll, whether it's through, especially if it's through QuickBooks, then that is on you. Although most payroll services will allow, your employees can log in and do that. 1099s do have to be, they are on a different form this year. If it's non-employee compensation, it is a 1099 NEC, non-employee compensation. Which actually is a form that's been around for quite some time. But this year, the IRS has decided that's the only thing they're going to accept for non-employee compensation. Box 7 is now off of the, it's now changed on the 1099 miscellaneous form. Those are the big things for January. By March 15th, if you have a partnership, anything that involves K1s, for those of you that don't know, a K1 is basically a partnership tax return. It has to be submitted to your partners so that they know what to claim on their individual tax returns. They need to know what percentage of the business, what percentage of profits they have to pay taxes on. So K9s, which usually means an 1120 form, whether it's an 1120S for S Corp, or a 1065 for multi-member LLCs. Those need to be in by March 15th. And of course, the big day is April 15th, and we all know about that. This is the time, folks, this is the time. This is the time to start off your year with a huge decision that regardless of what your governor says, regardless of whatever happens in Washington, that you're going to have an amazing year. And I have made up my mind. It doesn't matter what the politicians say. I am going to have a good year, and I'm going to do that because I've decided to have a good year. Now, they might do some things that might make it a little bit hard for me to have a good year, but I am determined that this is going to be one of my best years in business. I encourage you to make that same decision, and honestly, don't let anyone stand in your way. There's only so much they can do. And it doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. We need to have a lot of prosperity in this country. I am a huge, huge advocate of that. It is important to us. Well, I know it's important to me to know that out of my own efforts, I can create a company, I can hire people, I can help other people build a living, build a career, that I can help other people build their businesses and help them grow. It's so important to me because I don't like being dependent on anybody. I didn't like it when I was married to a soldier. I didn't like it. I liked it a little bit better when I was, my dad is a soldier. He retired as a colonel. My brother retired as a captain. And I have an ex-husband who retired as a specialist. So he was not allowed to rejoin. But I've been around the military quite a bit, and as an adult, I did not like being called a dependent because I wanted to hold my own job. I wanted to make sure that I could pay my own bills. While we were in the United States, of course I could do that, but then we spent 3 years in Germany, and I had lots of interesting experiences there. But I don't like being dependent on the government. I really don't. I like to be dependent on my own mindset and my own efforts. So, you know, and I guess not everybody feels the same way, and that's fine. But I really believe that that is where our greatness comes from, is our willingness to work hard and to do the things other people don't want to do. That's it. I suspect I'm going to regret saying all that, but that's really how I feel. My family, by the way, my ancestors were on the Mayflower. My ancestors on another branch were some of the first settlers in Jamestown, and my family has been in every armed conflict since, well, at least the French and Indian War. So, and I'm a history buff, so don't want to go into that any further today. People are very polarized, and I don't think that's a good thing. That's about it. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions, comments, concerns, ideas for new videos, or anything like unto that. I am going to be on again tomorrow, and I am going to be helping some clients get their PPP funding. Again, I'll be working with Todd quite a bit on that. And we are and also, you know, reach out to me if you need help filing for forgiveness for your PPP loans. Let's help you get that taken care of. There are discounts if you sign up for a bookkeeping service. Then the consultation is discounted. If you are a bookkeeping client, tax returns are discounted. And we are just really excited to be able to work with you.